Hold on. Alright. Bottle of wine gets you drunk and inefficient.
The sound of a bolt and the creak of a dry hinge echoes from the chamber behind you, causing your pulse to race anew. Roll the die!
7?
Desperate, you tap the wall with the hilt of your weapon, praying for the dull telltale thud of a thin or hollow partition through which you might effect an escape. The walls yield no such sound, but in the roof you discover an old trapdoor hatch sealed up with brick and mortar. The faint glimmer of light seeping through a hairline crack fills you with renewed hope. With a flurry of blows, the mortar crumbles and the bricks split and fall. Without waiting for the dust to settle, you climb through the jagged hole and emerge into a hall that is filled with a damp and earthly smell. 2 rows of great stone pillars support the roof, and a huge granite sarcophagus stand in the center of the floor. From within a black tunnel to your right, you hear the clanking of armor and the sound of approaching footsteps. Do you wish to hide behind one of the pillars? To leave the hall by the tunnel to your left? Or ambush whatever it is that is approaching?
Maybe it is better to ambush while we have an element of slight surprise.
I'd rather hide and find out what the fuck it is.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Alright, we can hide.
Right. 4 warriors, dark and grim, march into the hall in single file. At once, their black armor and skull-like helmets make you think they are Drakarim, evil human warriors who serve the Dark Lords of Helgedad. But when they draw to a halt before the sarcophagus, you see that they cannot possibly be human. Their great sloping shoulders support unnaturally long arms, and the hands that grip their weapons are covered with bristling ginger hair. Yellow talons curve from their fingers, and behind them hang long black tails, tufted at the end like the tails of a lion. Oh, and we have a picture of how they look.
Huh.
Hey.
That is odd. Very odd creature, to be honest.
Oh, it's a warhawk.
What?
A war hog.
Oh, I see. A warhawk as opposed to a warthog. Ha 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 ha. Well, as long as it is not an Urukai.
Their leader grunts a command and approaches the grey granite tomb. He raises his hairy fist and presses 3 buttons set into the stone. A secret panel slides open and all 4 step into it and disappears from view. It closes behind them without a sound. Do you wish to examine the sarcophagus? Or would you rather leave the hall by the tunnel from which the warriors appeared? Or the hall by the tunnel to your left?
I say we investigate what the hell that was.
Well, okay, let's.
Yeah, sure.
The sarcophagus is covered with intricate carvings depicting a procession of strange creatures. Some are part human, part animal, others are wholly alien to anything you have ever encountered before. One carving in particular holds your attention, that of a snake coiled around a row of 3 stone buttons. It reminds you of a lock designed by the locksmiths of Holmgard, the capital city of your homeland. Your keen eyes are drawn to a faint crack that runs vertical through the stone. You follow the line of the crack and discover that it marks the outline of a concealed door. Probably the concealed door that was used right before. Do you wish to try to open the concealed door, or would you rather leave the hall by the tunnel to your right, or the tunnel to your left?
Follow that pig.
Might actually be an idea.
If the lock operates in the same way as those made by the locksmith's guild of Holmgard, you need only press each button once to open the door, but in which order should you press them?
That is a question now, isn't it?
Should you press the first, then second, then... You know what? There are 3 buttons, one, the first, the second, and the third. You just tell me the damn combination.
Suggestions?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, let's try that.
Simplicity might be key here.
Nothing seems to happen. The buttons remain depressed and the concealed door remains closed. You're about to step away from the sarcophagus when there's a faint click and the panel slides open. You chance a cautious glare inside and see a set of steps leading down to a stout wooden door, its gnarled timber studded and reinforced with bands of iron. Do you wish to enter or not?
You two choose.
Might as well try and enter.
Yeah, let's go down and see if we can talk to Piglet.
In a matter of seconds, the exit is sealed off completely. A loud hissing fills your ears, and a strangely bitter smell assails your nostrils. By the time you realize that the air is being flooded with a powerful sleep gas, pumped in through tiny vents near the door, you're already succumbing to its irresistible power.
Damn it.
You awake to such an astounding sight that you feel sure you must be dreaming. Before you lies a titanic circular hall of glittering marble, rising tier on tier like a gigantic amphitheater. A vast pit fills the center from which arises a pinnacle of black iron, which is licked by sheets of flame that roar up from the depths below. Scores of seated creatures crowd the tiers, every one of them staring at you, their eyes like pinpoints of fire, gleaming coldly from the shadows of their hooded robes. You hear the rustle of their mocking laughter, and your skins prickle with eerie premonition. A great gong booms in the distance, and a doleful chant arises from the crowded tiers. An urge to run from this evil place grips you like a fever, but your wrists are manacled securely to the bronze ring fixed to the wall above your head. And we have a picture. What did you wake up to?
Well,
Great!
this is... Is there even a count for how fucked we are?
Let the trial commence! Commands a mighty voice, filling the hall with clamoring echoes. As one, the robed spectators rise from their seat as a shaft of light pours down upon the pinnacle, illuminating the outline of a man, white-haired and gaunt, seated on a massive throne of solid gleaming gold. Suspended in the air above his head are two crystals, one as clear as a polished diamond, the other as black as the grave. A crackling arc of energy travels between the two, and its flickering blue light sheds a ghostly shadow on the face of the seated lord. "Intruder!" he says. His voice... Oh, it's a soft voice. Sorry. This is the thing about reading up that really annoys me. They always tell me how I'm supposed to read the damn thing after I already said it. "Intruder," he says, his voice soft yet chilling. "You have come to Castle out with murder in your heart. Have not the cowards of Elcian promised to reward you from my destruction?"
The what now?
The cowards of Elcian.
The wizards?
You know, the guys...
Those.
Yeah. A drone of dissent surges from the crowded tiers, drowning any answer that you offer in your defense. The Lord rises slowly from the throne and turns to his baying minions, his hand outstretched as if to receive their adulation. As the ghastly drone grows louder, your eye is drawn to the clear crystal that hovers above the throne. A golden light now glows at its core. In a flash of understanding, you recognize the object of your quest. Here is the Lawstone of Herdos. "Your verdict, my children," cries the wild-eyed man, his voice now harsh. "God damn it! Make up your mind! Is the guy soft-spoken or loud?"
Maybe
Well,
he's
now
both.
he's loud. He has mood swings.
"Your verdict, my children!" cries the wild-eyed man, his voice now harsh and angry. "Guilty, Lord Sada!" the crowd halls imply. "The sentence?" retorts the master. "The mace!" they scream. "The mace!" You're
So they're
about to
going
get...
to spray. So they're going to spray us to death.
Nah, it's more in the Lady of Pain sense of the word. Probably.
Oh shit! 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 Shit!
Hey, and by the way, you have the summer sword, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
A rickety hunchback creature swathed in a hooded robe approaches the platform on which you stand, manacled to the wall. With an efficiency born of practice, quickly strips you of all your weapons and hands them to an ugly-faced dwarf hovering at his side. The dwarf looks at the summer sword with an appraising eye, and then raises it above its head to show it to his master. Before he can speak, there's a sudden roar as a bolt of golden energy engulfs the hilt. Screaming with pain, the dwarf drops the sword and cradles his smoking hand, his fingers now missing half their length. You're unable to hide your smile and are quickly punished for your insolence. The robed creature strikes you across the face, gashing your cheek with his rough, warty fist. You lose 1 endurance point. "Take him to the mace," commands white-haired Losada, "and leave the sword for me." The summer sword rises into the air and floats towards the golden throne on a cushion of blue mids.
This has been less
God
than
damn it.
efficient.
As you are dragged from the hall in chains, you are taunted by Sarda's cruel laughter and the fear that your quest is now doomed to failure. Oh, and they also take all your other weapons, which would mean they take your bow.
If
Oh.
anything, I'll
God
bet you
fucking damn it.
right now I have cancelled out anything but our basic garments.
An escort of armored guards force you along a steel passageway lined by a crowd of jeering minions. They punch and spit as you pass between them, and their foul curses ring in your ears. The guards halt before a huge door of iron and unlock the manacles that encase your bruised and bloodied wrist. The point of their spears never wander far from your throat, discouraging any attempt at escape. The door rumbles open, and a cheer goes up as you are pushed headfirst into a foul-smelling pit. Welcome to the maze, sneers the chilling voice of Lord Sarda from somewhere high above your head. You struggle to your feet and peer up at a ceiling of swirling mist. A faint glow is gradually taking shape, condensing and forming into the likeness of a human skull. Baleful green eyes stare down at you from bony sockets, and a powdered wig, like that of a high court judge, sits squarely upon his fleshless head.
I think this is what they consider irony.
You came here to kill, but your plans have been foiled, and now you must face the consequences, echoes a voice in the skull. You have been sentenced to enter the maze of Sarda. If you escape, your life may be spared. If you fail, then you will surely die. A fitting end for one who came here in search of death. The skull retreats into the mist, and a deathly silence fills the pit. A semicircular shadow forms on the wall ahead. It grows larger and larger, and darker, until it resembles the mouth of a cave, or tunnel. Suddenly a gust of chill air whistles from out of this darkness, and you realize that you are staring at the entrance to the maze. Enter, orders the voice. Enter, or die where you stand. It is no idle threat. A crossbow bolt slams into the sand beneath, barely inches from your feet, and the click of a steel drawstring warns that another could follow if you disobey the command. Reluctantly, you step forward and enter the maze of Sarda.
Glorious. Just fucking glorious.
You are standing in a passage, the walls and floor of which are completely sheer and smooth. Overhead swirls a mist that gives off a dim, diffused light, just sufficient for you to be able to see your way ahead. Without your weapons, you feel naked and vulnerable, but you take some comfort in the fact that you still have your backpack, your gold crowns, and your special items. Cautiously, you walk along the passage, expecting the unexpected, until you arrive at a circle of walls. There, upon the block of marble in the center of the floor, lies a steel sword. As you step into the vault, slabs of stone sink into the floor to reveal two exits. One to your left and one to your right. You may use divination here if you desire to.
Let's.
The sword itself appears plain and unremarkable, but the block on which it rests gives off a strong aura of magic. Your kind mastery makes you wary of stepping any closer. So, if you wish, you can try to use your rope and try to lasso the sword, or if you wish, you can ignore the sword and leave the vault by the left tunnel or the right tunnel.
I say we try and lasso that piece of equipment.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Better to have something to put between us and some kind of snarly beast.
You have no
And you
difficulty.
are remembering to restore our endurance point down, Your Honor.
Let me see, restore endurance points.
Yeah, every time there's a choice, you get one endurance point
Please
back.
tell me you've been doing that the entire time.
Yes, I have. I just
Good.
need to make certain.
Okay. You have no difficulty in looping your rope around the hilt of the sword and drawing it towards you. It is a very plain, heavy-bladed weapon of poor quality and unworthy of your scabbard. But in this strange and hostile maze, this rough steel blade helps to restore your hope of survival. So yeah, you have the sword now.
Let me see.
The sword of plainness.
So, do you wish to leave the vault by the left or right tunnel?
Eeny, meeny, miny, that one. Right.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.